Most people are running on autopilot, fragmented, fried, faking it. They've got therapists who nod, meds that mute, and calendars packed with wellness that feels more like a life sentence than a liberation. But every once in a while, you meet someone who's different, just aligned, present without preaching, sharp without screaming, grounded like they've wrestled their own demons and won. You want to know what the difference is? Calibration. Not some feel-good Instagram trend, not Canva designed post with platitudes that don't mean anything, not even the fake healers offering juice cleanses, tantric retreats, or any other the therapist saying the same recycled Brene Brown TED Talk. Calibration. A real, trackable, blood and sweat rewiring of the system. That's what PrecisionCycle does. This isn't therapy. It's not coaching. It's not some breathwork cult in Silver Lake. It's an operating system upgrade for people who are tired of the loops and ready to become lethal with their potential. If you're still out there talking about your inner child and wondering why your life still sucks, maybe it's time to shut up and recalibrate. Welcome to the underground. Welcome to PrecisionCycle 1.1, brought to you by Elevate.epo. I'm Enrique. Let's open it up. Let's get one thing straight. Therapy wasn't built for high achievers. It wasn't made for the high functioning, the ambitious, or the ones trying to take back their life from the jaws of quiet desperation. It was built like a field hospital. Triage, patch, sedate. Send you back into the meat grinder with a journal and a bottle of SSRIs. You walk in bleeding, you tell your story, you cry a little, they nod. You leave. Nothing changes, except maybe the copay. Week after week of digging through the past like a bad detective looking for a suspect that doesn't exist. And you call that progress. Therapy is obsessed with what's broken. It wants to name your wounds. It wants to turn your pain into pathology. Because if you're always healing, you'll never be whole. You're not a client. You're a subscription. They don't fix you. They maintain you. Like a leaky faucet in a shitty apartment you can't afford to leave. But what if your depression wasn't a diagnosis? It was a drive that's been buried alive. What if your trauma wasn't a death sentence, but a goddamn initiation that no one taught you how to survive? This isn't about healing. It's about calibrating. You don't need a couch. You need a reckoning. Here's what they don't tell you in Psych 101. Therapy didn't come from love. It came from war. Shell shock, propaganda, moral panic. The original job of psychology wasn't to free people. It was to manage them, to make them functional enough to return to the line, to the job, to the family that got you messed up to begin with, to keep the machine running. The couch was never a temple. It was a checkpoint, a filter for who could stay in the system without causing too much trouble. That therapeutic model, it's not built to transform. It's built to sustain, like an IV drip that keeps you alive but never lets you walk. Therapists don't graduate to make you whole. They're trained to keep you coming back, to stabilize the system just enough so that you can keep making payroll and posting about your healing journey while paying them for their time. True sovereignty doesn't pay the rent, but dependency does. And underneath all of the soft language, the warm lighting, the degrees on the wall, there's this quiet little grift. Suffering turned into billable codes. Trauma turned into compliance. Process turned into trauma worship. They gave your pain a label and sold it back to you as identity. Every diagnosis is a collar. Every session a leash. I'm a depressive, so I should be sad. I have anxiety, so it's okay if I numb out with weed, alcohol, or sex. The game was never designed for you to win. It was built to feed your fragmentation. And God help you if you start waking up. If you stop identifying with your wounds, if you start integrating instead of emoting, suddenly you're not a client anymore. You're a threat. You're refusing therapy. You're too powerful, too clear, too dangerous to the system that made a living off of your confusion. Now you've caught on to the scam. And that's an existential threat to clinicians that survive on keeping you coming back. So let's say you're done playing the game, done paying rent on your own dysfunction. You've seen through the therapist's smile and the coach's pitch. You want something real. Here's what real looks like. 7 dimensions, 7 diagnostics, 7 places where your life either holds or leaks like a busted valve in a third world kitchen. We don't do vibes here at PrecisionCycle. We do structure, calibration. Calibration ain't a feeling. It's a signal. What exactly do we measure? Specifically, You either own your life or rent it from someone else. Calibrated people move like they've got the keys. Fragmented ones wait for permission that's never coming. 2. Emotional regulation. If you can't hold charge, you're not ready for impact. That raw grief, that sexual hunger, that sudden rage, you learn to contain, not collapse. 3. Narrative coherence. If your story is a mess, your decisions will be too. Stop using the past like a dead relative you have to drag around. Make it mean something or drop it. 4. Relational integrity. If your relationships are chaos, you're leaking signal. You either teach people how to treat you or you reinforce your own betrayal. One people-pleased boundary at a time. 5. Energetic consistency. You think you need more discipline? Wrong. You need a nervous system that stops swinging between God mode and I hate myself. 6. Operational discipline. You want to change your life? Show me your calendar. Don't talk systems until you've built one that works. When you're tired, horny, lonely, or broke. 7. Symbolic alignment. This is the final boss. You don't just say you want freedom, truth, or love. You become it. If your values and your behavior don't match, you're not integrated. You're LARPing. Live action role playing. This is the work. 7 vectors, 1 system. No group chat, no meditation app can fake this. You either calibrate or you don't. You know if you're leaking. You know if you're lying. So fix your signal or stay stuck. But don't pretend you didn't hear this. Let's stop pretending this is a mystery. You already know something's off. You can feel it in the pit of your stomach and the way your shoulders tighten every time you say, I'm fine, or that's okay with me. In that moment, you close the app after scrolling through your ex's new life like it's a punishment from God. And you can't sleep because you're stuck thinking of who they're with, why they don't text you. Are they missing me as much as I miss them? You're not broken. You're uncalibrated. And the system designed to help you, it's just been milking your confusion. How does that make you feel at a time? For the woman who keeps attracting wounded men and wondering if she's the problem, yeah, you are, but not the way that made you think. For the man who hasn't really exhaled in 5 years, who lives at the edge of burnout with a clenched jaw and a fake smile, your body is screaming that therapy refused to name. For the high performer who is told ambition is a trauma response, that your desire for greatness is some childhood wound, fuck that. It's not a wound, it's a weapon. And you just haven't been taught how to wield it. So here's the truth. If you're tired of being gaslit by your own potential, DM me. Let's elevate. If you're sick of spending your money with soft, scared therapists, keep you stuck in processing, DM me. Let's elevate. Because this isn't therapy. It's precision cycle. Most people don't change. Not because they can't, because they're too comfortable in their cage. The bars are made of coping skills. The floor is lined with diagnostic labels. And the therapists, they're just handing you snacks to make the cage feel a little more safe. But what if safe is a lie? What if you're not meant to be regulated, but weaponized? Listen, this isn't a funnel. I'm not here to sell you enlightenment. I'm here to tell you what your system already knows and needs. It's screaming for recalibration, and you've been ignoring that. You've got one shot at this life, one nervous system, one story, and you're wasting it talking about your childhood to someone who's more emotionally dysregulated than you are. This is your line in the sand. You want more sex, more clarity, more cash, more power? Not someday. Now. You want to look in the mirror and finally respect the person staring back? You want to stop leaking signal and start transmitting force? Then do it. Stop scrolling. DM me. Say, I'm ready. That's it. No application, no pitch, just truth. June Calibration Call is here. One time, one room, no replay. We go deep, we get dirty, and we clear the static. If you're not in that room, you'll wish you were. You'll hear about it secondhand and lie to yourself that you didn't need it, but you do, and you still can. DM me. Let's elevate before you forget what power feels like. Thank you very much for your time. My name is Enrique. You can reach me at enrique@elevateepo.com. We're also at PrecisionCycle TV on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X. We'll be back on Wednesday with another show of Precision Cycle. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. Look forward to interacting with you further. Until Wednesday, thank you.